Hello, hello, and welcome to my stamp studio. Cooper's got to start again tonight. So he was doing fine, and all of a sudden he's just decided that he had to play. Of course he did. So it is week 4 of our farmer's market. Super excited. I've got some fun little things to share with you tonight. And let's just see. So say hello when you join. And I'm just going to wait for everyone to find me. I kind of posted it a little bit late tonight. So, yeah, running a little behind. I had an impromptu get out of town weekend. And my husband told me, you are not allowed to bring a thing. I'm like, well, that's going to be kind of hard. I need clothes. And he's like, yeah, we'll pack your clothes. But everything else, no. He goes, no crafts, no nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's like telling, I don't know, that's just not right. So I wasn't allowed to take anything. So I'm pretty, I usually like try and be a week or 2 weeks ahead of time. Yeah, that didn't happen. So it's going to be a kind of on the fly. I know what projects we're doing, so we're all good. It's not going to be like I'm pulling things out of thin air. I might be pulling like supplies out of thin air, but I've got the ideas on what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to flip my camera down, and I'm going to apologize right now. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes. But my allergies are really bad, so I may be sniffling and snuffling through the video, and I apologize. There's nothing much I can do about it. So here is our host code for September for the farmer's market. Cooper, please stop. And you silly man. Cooper says hi to everybody. He's all excited that you're here. His tail is wagging. I'm surprised you can't hear it thumping on the floor. But week 4 of our farmer's market. Super, super excited. I'm going to share with you the special deals. Again, Stampin' Up really coordinated all this with me. Just kidding. But they have some awesome deals. So it is the white frayed ribbon. I do have that so I can show you what that looks like. It's right here. Is this the white frayed ribbon? Oh, I think this is it. Okay, so we've got some white frayed ribbon here. We've got the snowy white velvet sheets, which we had last year for celebration. Really nice and velvety. It's got a touch. It's a texture. So those of you that are touchy-feely, that will be great. Real red ruffled ribbon. Love this stuff. And this is fabulous for Christmas projects. So get this. It's only $7.20. Normally it's $8. So it's a little bit on sale, so you can save yourself some money. The soft pastels are on sale. And the fresh freesia ribbon. Oh, you know, I almost used that tonight. This is the fresh freesia. And oops, my little pins to unclog my glue. Then the next ones they have are the Textured Chic Memories and More cards. The Textured Chic Memories and More cards and envelopes. Awesome. They have the Rose Gold Specialty paper that is 12 by 12 paper. They have these Trinket Adhesive Back Flowers. The Soft Succulent Shimmer Ribbon, great for Christmas projects. And then our Slimline envelopes. So those are really fun to use as well. So if you're shopping, make sure to use my host code. So these weekly specials are only good from today until next Wednesday. So if you're going to want any of these, make sure you jump online, use my host code, please, and put in your order if you want any of those at a special price. So let me just wind my ribbon up here. Move it off to the side. See, I do use this one a lot. And then, again, for those of you that aren't on my email list, I do apologize. Last weekend I planned to get the project sheets out and I didn't. So I will be having both sets of project sheets this week and last week sent in an email. I'm going to be sending out the class for our Cheerful Basket and the other one. I can't think of what it is. Oh, Rings of Nature. So I will be having those out as well. And let's see, let's get to crafting, I think. So let me move this stuff off. And, oh, there's one thing I totally forgot to tell you all about. So Stampin' Up does have another special going on. And I just want to go and print those off really quick. And what the special is they have dies for some of the stamp sets in the catalog that don't have dies normally. They made some special ones. So let me show you which ones, and there's quite a few. So I'm going to go through those really, really quick, and then we'll get to going on things. So we've got the Apple Harvest, which is great for your farmer market projects or craft projects. So let's see, Apple Harvest is on page, it's probably in our mini catalog, which is right over here. I have stuff flying everywhere today. So let's find our Apple Harvest. I'm going to go right to the back, right to the stamp sets. And it's on page 54 of our mini catalog. So this one didn't originally have dies for it, but now there are dies. So really fun. And you can get a special bundle price. So it's $53 for the stamp set and the dies. And then we have our fresh cut flowers. And I didn't mark this off ahead of time. I do apologize because I was just totally distracted at things. So fresh cut flowers, where are you? Page 65 of our main catalog. I will post this online as well, so you can have it. And those of you that are in my email list, you'll be getting that email. I'll send a PDF for you. Fresh Cut Flowers has coordinating dies. This birthday piggy, really cute pig set. If you didn't get the other pig sets in the past, I gotta tell you, Stampin' Up really outdoes themselves with this little guy. It is so stinking cute. And it is on page 55. But their dies are going to cut out these little piggies. I don't know about you, but if I can get a die to cut something out and I don't have to, I'm loving it. Just saying, this is the adorable, this birthday piggy, and it has coordinating dies. Again, get them as a bundle, the stamp set and the dies. Trimming the tree. And let's see, I'm going to get to this one first because we've got the Yeti to Party, which is in our holiday catalog, and it is a Christmas one. Let's see, Yeti to Party is on page 38. So it's the Yeti to Party, so it'll cut out your Yeti for you. And then Waterfall Canyon and Trimming the Tree, I believe, are in our main catalog. So I'll flip to those really quick. So Waterfall Canyon is going to be on 94, and Trimming the Tree is 43. So 94 and 43. Please remember that. Just kidding. I will be sending you the flyer so you have it. So Trimming the Tree. And then also page 94. And the stamp sets that they're actually offering those bundles for, I actually, surprisingly, I don't have those. But then they have dies for these as well. All right, let's get to crafting tonight because that's what we're here for, right? So we are going to make this adorable little purse. What's in that purse, Beth, are you asking? Well, in this little purse, I have, oops, let me get it open here. I have a lip balm. So I'm going to show you how to make this. This is really fun. It's really easy to do. The first time you do it, it may be a little, I don't want to say challenging. It's just a learning curve on doing this. But once you do a couple of them, it gets easier. So yeah, get your, almost all the supplies I got that are outside of Stampin' Up. I went to the Dollar Tree. So you know that the Dollar Tree and Dollar Store is no longer a dollar. It's $1.25. So I did get my chapsticks from there. I got my jars from there. So just about everything I got was from there. On this little project here, I am using some magnets that I had purchased. Now, there are better magnets than the ones I have in this project. And you can get those on Amazon, and they're like 1 millimeter magnets. I will make sure that I list that in the description on the YouTube video, and then I will put that in the comments as well. It'll also be on your project sheet. So if you are one of my email subscribers, you will get a full list of all the supplies I used, and then I'll put the link in there for the Amazon store as well. All right, so let's get to making this one. You can choose whatever designer series paper you have. It is made with a 6x6 piece of designer series paper. So if you want to do some little Halloween ones or fall ones, like, I don't know, maybe they have a pumpkin spice chapstick. Everyone's all about pumpkin spice during the fall, right? I am not a pumpkin spice girl. I will admit that now. I'm not a fan. But I know a lot of other people are. So I have a scrap piece of polished pink. This is going to be used for my punch. In fact, we'll just do that right now. So I am using the Label Me Lovely punch. So I'm going to pop that one out right now. Get that out of my way. And then I have our designer series paper, which is this one, which is the Hues of Happiness. So what's fun about this is, let me get it out of my little container here. There's so many different patterns and colors in here. So one side is all florals, and the other side is kind of this like a, I don't know, like a oil painting kind of look, but they're all different colors. So really fun. It can go with just about every flavor of chapstick or lip balm out there. But just use any of your 6x6 paper, 12x12, cut it down. I love being able to use my designer series paper instead of saving it. So I do have these paper savers that I keep my couple packets in at a time. Those I did get on Amazon as well, but it'll hold 2 packs of designer series paper. I like it because it's easier for me to grab for my little stash next to me, and I don't have to always worry about it. Okay, I have 2 pieces of ribbon. This happens to be the polished pink ribbon right here. You could use any kind of ribbon that you have. I was using the one that's about 3/8 inch wide. Again, the paper, I have 2 strips of polished pink cardstock, and these are a 1/2 inch wide, and you actually only need them about 4 inches long. I cut mine way too long when I did this. I don't know why I cut them by 6, but I did. And then you will need some tags. So I use the TaylorMade tags to cut these out. So the TaylorMade tags are really fun. I use these a lot. In fact, I have 2 sets because I use it quite a bit, especially with the upcoming holiday season. I use these a ton. And in fact, next week we'll be making a tag box and some treats. So you'll be able to see those. We're going to actually make you some thank you tags because it is the gratitude and thankful season coming up. So we're going to be doing those. And then I'm also going to be using my polished pink stamp pad and my handmade wishes. Now this does come with a punch, but that punch was just not quite the right size for this little purse here. And so that punch looks like, oh, where'd it go? It looks like this. Okay. I had it out, I must have thrown it away. Now you can either use Velcro, I like the clear Velcro, or you can use magnets for this. So I think the magnets work a little better, but you can use the Velcro. The thing with the Velcro is people open and rip that sometimes, so the magnets tend to work out a little bit better. Okay, so let's get to making this. It's pretty easy. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to score on one of the sides at 1 1/4. So I'm actually using this part of my trimmer here because I can see that 1 1/4 is right here. So it's just easier to do that. So I'm going to slide my blades down here, make sure I'm only using my light one. That's my scoring. So I'm going to go back and forth. I'm not going to press really hard because I don't want to rip through. So I'm going to 1 1/4 inch on that side. I'm going to flip it around directly to the other side, opposite side, and do 1 1/4 here. Then I'm going to turn it 1/4 turn, and I'm going to measure this at 2 1/2 and score it, and then 3 1/2 and score it. Okay, that's it for the scoring. Now, the key parts about this is make sure that you burnish your scored lines really well. So this is the other side of my paper. So you could choose whichever side. You know what, maybe we'll use this side today. Yeah, you know what, let's do it so you can see both sides. All right, so I'm going to take my bone folder here and really give that a good press. Don't press too hard. You don't want to rip, but you do want a nice crisp fold. It's really important because when you're doing the next steps, you need to have that. All right, so then I have my 2 center lines here. These are pretty quick and easy. You can make quite a few of them and have them on hand. All right, so now the next step is I'm going to take my 1 1/4 inch sides and fold them in. Hello, Barbara. Thanks for joining. Hello, Helen. Hi, Anne. Hi, Amy. Hi, Diane. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, this is kind of a confusing part, but it's not hard. I'm going to fold I want to find my little crease right here, right? And I'm going to just bend this up like this so that this straight edge meets this straight edge. So I'm just going like that. Once I have that, I'm going to take my thumb and give that a good crease on the inside, just like that. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So this is going to automatically fold up for you. So it's forming your little box already. All right, give it a good press. If you want to take your bone folder in there, I'm just turning it so I can see. I'm going to just give it another good press here. All right. Then I'm going to flip it around so I can do these two sides. Again, I'm taking this corner and putting it to my edge here. Just like that. I want to make sure it's meeting the sides. The sides are meeting together. Okay, sometimes you gotta just move your paper a little bit so it'll meet. And then pressing on the inside. Okay, and then same thing with over here. I'm gonna meet the edge. All right. It's important that you get right to that edge and not over it because you don't want that sticking out. All right. So practice a couple times. All right. So now this kind of looks like the inside of your box right here. So we're going to put some adhesive right up on these corners here. Now I just opened my adhesive a few minutes ago, so I know that this is going to gush out. You could use tear and tape. When I first made my first one, I did use my Seal Plus. It ended up really kind of sticking to my designer series paper pretty badly, and it tore it. So now the next tip I have, if you're using liquid glue for some of these and you're trying to get through several of them fast, I've got these little miniature clothespins that I like to use to kind of hold my stuff closed while I do my next steps. So we're going to go ahead and, whoops, turn back on my light. I accidentally turned it off. So that's just going to hold it down. Got one more here. Hi, Amy. There we go. So I'm just going to put it there for right now. While that's kind of drying, I'm going to go ahead and grab my little tag here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. So when I grabbed it, I grabbed the Handmade with Love. I thought that was really cute. But you could do Handmade for You. So you could do to and from. It's whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to stamp this with my polished pink. Actually, I think with this one, I'm going to use... Yeah, we're just going to stay with polished pink. I have it out. I'm going to change it up a little bit, but we'll just use our polished pink here. All right. Oop, where'd my tag go? Okay, and I'm going to stamp that right on there. I did cheat because I did do one earlier, and I wanted to make sure it was going to be on there, so I knew it would fit. Okay. That's not really cheating, it's just preparing. Okay, we'll get that clean. And move that off to this side here. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some baker's twine here. And I didn't really measure this. I am just trimming it off here. Ooh, well there's the magnets I need. I don't know how they ended up there, but at least I know where they are now. I would have been looking for them. All right, so I'm just taking a double... I'm doubling up my baker's twine. I'm going to make a bow. I think I'm going to make a bow. Okay. Get a little bit bigger bow going here. There we go. All right. I'm going to trim this right here before I get too far so I know where my ends are. All right. And we'll do this one. All right. Make this one a little smaller. Now I'm going to pull my two strings down. I'm going to go get my glue dots here off to my side. Let's see. Might as well use this roll. It's finishing up here. So I'm just going to put it right on my glue dot. And I'm just going to roll it a little bit so my glue dot is behind my little knot. And I'm just going to put this right here. I'm covering it up that hole, and so we're just going to leave it like this for right now. Next thing we'll do is we're going to take our punched shape here, and I want to fold that in half. So what I'm going to do is kind of curl it a little bit. I'm going to meet those two sides. I'll hold it down, then I'm going to take my bone folder and press out. Okay, that will kind of give me a nice smooth, and it won't be creased and crinkled there. So if you go from the middle out, you'll get a nice smooth line. All right, so we're gonna put that aside for the moment. Okay. What's a roller coaster? All right. All right, trying to get back to some of the comments. Sorry, they went by pretty fast and I didn't quite see them all. Okay, so we're back to our little box here. So notice it forms a little box. We didn't have to do a whole lot. What I like to do is I like to kind of push in these sides a little bit. What you can do to help you out with that is get your chapstick here and kind of push it in, because you kind of want to get that rounded purse like going. All right, so I'm going to take that out for right now. I'm going to flip this over. I am going to run some of my tear and tape across both sides here. So I'm just going to take this. Again, with the 3D projects, you really want some strong adhesive. Get that nice press so it will pop up when I need it to. Okay, these magnets have got to move. There we go. All right. They were just a little bit in my way. All right, so I'm going to do it on that side. I'm going to flip this around and do it on the other side. The reason I'm putting the tear and tape here is because that's how we're going to attach the handles of our purse. Okay, I'll grab my take a pick tool here, and I'm just going to lift that off. I'm going to do the other side right away as well. There we go. If you find when you're trying to pick up your tear and tape, if it's sticking too much, just go ahead and give it another rub. It just needs to kind of grasp that paper versus sticking to its backing. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my ribbon here, and I'm going to go about, I'd say kind of a 1/4 inch, a little bit more than an 1/8 inch there on that side. Now, if you have a plaid paper, it's so much easier to line up. I'm just going to eyeball this, and to me, that's going to be good enough. So I've got those two there, and this one here. Wrap that around to this side here. All right, there we go. All right, next step. Let's put my tear and tip away before it sticks to anything else. I've got my 2 strips of 1/2 inch cardstock. I've already put tear and tape on the back of these, just like that. All right. Before I put I'll put my first one down here. So let's just lift that tear and tape off. And again, this is going to be longer. Even if you cut it at 4 inches, it's going to be a little bit wider than your purse, which is fine. Rather have it wider and be able to pull that up. I mean, snip it off. All right, I'm just getting that lined up there. All right, flip it over and we'll snip off the excess here. Again, I made mine way too long. 4 inches would be more than enough. All right, so I've got that side. Now, before I do this side, I'm going to take one of these magnets and I'm going to place it right kind of in the center, where I think is the center here, and place it right on that tear and tape. I'm not going to go all the way up to the edge. Notice I have a little bit of room there. That's because I don't want that magnet showing at the top. So now I'll take my other piece of cardstock, my other strip here, and lay this right across here, just across, so I, oops, make sure I'm covering that top. Oh, can't quite see it. All right, hopefully it's straight and even with the top. Hard for me to see when I'm trying to not put my head underneath the camera. All right. I think all of us demonstrators have that problem when we're doing our projects. We're so used to being like over the top of our project, and kind of can't do that when you're live. All right. Okay, so now I'm kind of looking more like a purse, right? Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this back in there. I'm going to pull in my little half punch here, I'm going to put some adhesive on one of the sides. Come on. And you do want to put enough, not that it will gush out, but enough that it's going to stick. I'm going to close this up. Now, the side that you have your magnet on is your front. You want to glue this to the back. So this is where my magnet is. This is going to be my back. So I'm going to slide that in right here. I'm going to get it right between the handles. And I'm just going to press it. I'm going to hold it for a moment or two. How is the weather by everyone? Is it still pretty nice? I thought it was really actually very warm for a nice fall day. So I'm enjoying that. I will really miss the warm weather. I am not a winter weather, cold weather kind of person. All right. So here we go. So now I'm going to curl that down. Now this is where I was saying I want my purse to kind of bend a little bit. So I'm just going to work with it. There we go. Have that up just like that. Now I need to have something to keep this down. That's where, ooh, has some excess glue there. Better make sure I wipe that off. I don't want it to seal shut on me. This is where I need to put my next magnet. So I'm going to go in the front where I have my other magnet, and I'm just going to pop it right on there. It should match up that other magnet. So you can kind of see in there that that sandwich is right there. Next thing I'll do is I'm going to put a glue dot on this one. So actually, I'm going to actually put my glue dot on first, and then I will put it on there. It just makes it easier to do that. All right, so here's my glue dots. And I'm just going to push this right on there. Again, the magnets that you can get from Amazon are skinnier and smaller than these, which is a much better idea. So there we go. I'm going to put my glue dot so it's facing out. And let this, oopsie, well, put my glue dot on the wrong side, because my magnets did not attract, they repelled. All right, so I'll try it again. So take my glue dot here right to my magnet. Probably could have done that even before I pulled them apart. And let me tell you, these guys are really strong. These guys, they're super strong, because I had a hard time pulling them apart. Okay, so now I'm going to fold down my little flap here, and I'm just going to press it so that glue dot sticks to my cardstock. Now I can lift this up. Oh, come on. It's not quite. Oh, you know what I did? Hold on. I got to remove this other glue dot. That's not going to work. Okay, it's really tough to get that glue off. Okay, let's try using this. So I want the magnet to hold together, not my glue dot to hold it on there, because it seals shut. Okay, so let's try this again. So now that will hold that together. Got my little purse all kind of shaped nicely, and now that will open up, so they can open up and see what's on the inside. Now you can put Hershey nuggets in here. You could put those little Linzer candies in here. Those will all fit in there. Just, they'll fit in there really nice. All right. I don't think I have, maybe I do have some I can show you. Let's see. Oh, no, those are all regulars. I usually have a stash of candy around, but I guess I don't really have any today. Okay. You could, hey, let's try this. If you did a Halloween one. And I know I have some Halloween stuff here, because that was going to be one of my next week's treats. Bear with me. These might be a little large, but you could use a regular Hershey's peanut butter cup. Oh, it does fit. So this is one of the Hershey pumpkin ones. Do this in a little bit of Halloween paper, and look how stinking cute that is. And these really don't cost you a whole lot to make. So, great deal. Depending on what you put in there is depending on what you're going to charge. Again, like I always say, put your handmade products in a little bag so that people aren't manhandling it and ripping it and pulling it apart. Because you do have some people going, oh, how is this made? And they're, you know, digging in there. If you want to know how it's made, you need to purchase it. Just saying, or watch Beth's videos. Okay, let's get our little tag here. And I am just going to simply take a glue dot and put it right to the front. Such a fun little project, right? I had a lot of fun making this one. I am definitely going to be making some of them for Halloween. I think they're really cute. Okay. So look at how cute that is. So here is my original one. And then here is this one. So depending on what color cardstock you have, what color designer series paper you're using, just mix and match your stuff together. Use what you have. And even the most costly thing about this one was the ribbon. And I only used 12 inches of ribbon. So you're only using a foot of ribbon. On these spools, you're getting 10 yards of ribbon. Just saying. But look how cute this would even look with that and some Christmas paper. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, let's get to our next fun project. Okay, next fun project. Let's move all these. Oh, I forgot to put that one in there. I was wondering why that wasn't sitting so well. It's because it was empty. All right. Okay. The next one involves chocolate. And again, found some cheap things. Okay, inexpensive things at our dollar store. So 4 of these little, and they're glass bottles, $1.25. So a little over a quarter each for the material. All right. So I'm just going to pull out 2 of them right now. I also picked up some M&Ms. I did the miniatures just because these are small little vials. Let's see how many M&Ms will fit in there. I'm not going to count them. I'm just going to see how many in this container will fit. It's going to be kind of tough with larger M&Ms because that opening is kind of small. So let's see. Let's grab a piece of paper here. Oh, that's not paper. That's not paper. I've got some projects there, and I'm like, okay, let's just grab this piece of vellum. I'm going to make a little funnel. I'm going to just, oh, that was not good. I didn't want to do that. I spilled it all over my desk. All right. Oh, yeah. There we go. How fun is that? All right. I'm going to grab some Halloween paper. All right. Since I've got this all over, I won't give this one to anyone since I've got crafty hands. And they've been on my desk. So this will be my little sampler. This could be an emergency crafters stash. So next week we'll be doing some treats, but also next week you're going to coordinate your little candy jars with this super fun gift for your crafters. This is a, we're not doing this one tonight, this will be next week. This is a dimensional holder. Who wouldn't love that, right? I mean, every crafter needs to have one. So I use the Cheerful Basket with the little crafting tools and Inspired by You. So yep, next week we'll be making that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that up. But you can coordinate your little tubes here, your little vials here, with some coordinating designer series paper and give that as a little gift. Okay, but let's make this fun one. Now, because it's glass, I don't think I'd give it to a child, but I can tell you my coworkers probably need some of these. Just saying, because, you know, life is hard and everyone needs chocolate. So, we're going to grab out some of my Host Designer Series paper. So this is a whole big kit and caboodle of Designer Series paper. You get this for free when you host a workshop. So if your workshop, what is a workshop, you're going to ask? If you place $150 or more in orders, gather some friends together, place a $150 workshop, and you can get this for free, or pretty much for free. But you get 48 sheets of paper in here. It's huge. It's like 4 pieces of all the different designs. So let's go ahead and make this kind of a Halloween one. I already have some pieces already kind of cut up. So let's take a look at that. Ooh, I'm going to need this piece later. Oh, I'll just grab it out later. Okay, we're going to grab that. And I think we'll grab this strip here too. I think that's going to work out really good. Okay. All right, so I know this is going to be much larger than I need. So I really could cut this in half. So this piece here measures 4 inches, so I can cut this at 2 inches. Now I might have a little bit of that glass jar exposed on the top and bottom, but that's okay because I can see the treats in there. But it's going to be pretty close. Oh no, this one's right to the edge. We're going to trim it down just a little more. I'm going to go to 1 3/4 for this one. So you will have to measure the vials that you get. So this one, because it was the ones I have, I can easily do it. All right. So this particular one, and I'll bring in my little, what did I do with it? So here it was. My glass bottles measure, well, it doesn't say. It just says it's a 0.5 fluid ounce. Okay, so this piece is, it was a 4x4 square. So I cut it down to 1 3/4 by 4 inches, which is way more than I need, but that's okay because I can wrap that around. We'll trim some of it off. Let's go ahead and take a marker here, or a pencil. Get this, well, I don't need that. Oh, where did my pencils go? Okay, don't have a pencil handy. Okay, we'll use this. All right, and I'm just going to mark it right about, oh, I don't want that end. I want the pointy end. I want the chisel end. I'm going to mark it right about here. All right. It's still going to be more than enough. It'll still overlap. So I'm cutting this to be, I need to be up there. 3 inches, it looks like, 2.5. 3 1/4. 3 1/4 inches. All right. Now, liquid glue is not going to work well on this project, so you want some tear and tape. So grab out our handy dandy little tear and tape here. And I'm going to put a strip along the bottom. Just like that. And where'd my scissors go? Little piece on the top. And I'm going to take, once I peel this off, ooh, it's sticking to my arm like a band-aid. Ooh, ooh, ouch. I'm going to put one more piece on the end, only on one of the ends. That's where it's going to overlap, and it will keep it in place. So we're going to be doing a large container next, just like the same idea. All right. What I like to do is I like to make sure that I've got this nice and straight. I'm just going to wrap it around. Come over and make sure I'm overlapping, that my bottom, the sides all meet, and then I'll give that a good press. Now it is stuck to the bottle. It's not coming off. I mean, it could, but it's not really going to come off. All right. I can take this next piece and wrap it around. I could put the little ghosties on it, pumpkins on it, but I'm just going to use this stripe one right here. All right, just like this. And I just need to trim this one down. We'll just cut it right about there. Now, I didn't cut it very straight, but I'm going to be overlapping it. So what I want to do is find out where that seam is. That's where I want this same seam to be. So on this, I am just going to put, it's only about a 1 1/4 inch strip. I'm just going to put it right on the middle. Okay. Just like that. We'll peel this off. All right. So I'm going to start with my, well, let's see. I'm going to put this right in the middle. And my uneven end, I want to make sure that I'm tucking down first, then my even end. And I wasn't quite exact, but that's okay. It's all good. All right, now let's get some fun ribbon on here. And I think we're gonna have a little fun with our silver mesh ribbon. And I want to get out my little Halloween hat and my Halloween hat stamp set. I'm pretty sure I have this somewhere. Well, let's see. I might have it right in my stash right here. All right, and let's see, what color do I want to go with? I think I'm going to go with, let's grab green. I don't know why, but you know, Granny Apple Green screams and gorgeous green, just scream Halloween to me. Not my typical orange. We'll use the green. All right, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap white cardstock. I'm going to pick up a brand new stamp set. I've only used one already. I'm going to grab this little witchy poo hat right here. Now notice this stamp set does not have any sentiments with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab Boo from my cottage wreaths. Whoopsie. Or, you know, I lied. We're going to use the same stamp set that we used earlier. So put this on my block. And we're going to do something here. We'll just do For You. All right, let's stamp our little hat. And before I stamp it, I want to see which way my punch is going. So here's my punch. So I know that I have to stamp my hat kind of at a little bit of an angle. So I'll stamp it right there. Okay, it's okay that I got little edges on it because we're going to be punching it out. All right. So in addition to punching the hat, we get some little stars and we get a strip of the little brim for the hat. So I'm going to do this, punch that out there. I'm going to grab a piece of crushed curry because that is this color right there. So let me grab my crushed curry. And where is it? I have my little tote of scraps down below my feet, so I can always just grab a small piece when I need it. This is probably about the smallest scrap that I would keep, just saying. All right, so I'm going to cut some of the stars out. I'm going to cut this brim out. All right. So it depends on how much you want to, how much work you want to do. So do you go with a lot more stars? I'm going to grab a couple more here. You wouldn't necessarily have to do all that. It's totally up to you and how much time you have. But all these little extras that you do, just think of it this way. They're just a little extra perk that makes someone want to get your item when you're at the craft fair. All right. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue there. You could always color this with your markers and your blends. All right. I'm going to put that star right on top here. It's almost like a little wizard hat, right? So if you're not a Halloween kind of person, you can make it a wizard's hat. All right, let's get this clean. All right, let's get some, let's see, we're gonna get some stars on our little bottle here. I think before I do that, I'm gonna take my ribbon here, and I want my excess to be in front here, so let me just trim that down. I'm going to tie a little knot. So again, just all the extra little fun things that you add on here really does make someone want to buy this, because they don't want to take the time to do it themselves, and maybe they don't have time. So I'm just, actually, I just didn't make a full knot. I just did a half knot there. because I'm going to end up putting some dimensionals, and that is going to hold it down. So I'm going to use my small dimensionals here, and I'm going to put them right on here right away, because I know that's where I'm going to be putting my hat. So let's get my little Take a Pick tool here. Now you could probably actually do your decorating of your strips all at one time. So you could actually put your layers on and then wrap it around the bottle. I tend to like to wrap it around the bottle because that way if I'm not perfectly straight, I have an opportunity to kind of make it look straight. Okay. So there we go. Let's just trim this down just a little bit. I just want to see it behind there, but I don't want it all over the place. All right, so let's go ahead and add our little stars that we have out here. Get those pieces out of the way. And I'm just going to use my glue right here. I almost feel like I should use a different color for the stars, but well, you know what? We're going to put a couple stars on the top. So if we do it on the top, I need to have glue dots. So let's go ahead and take our little mini glue dots here and put our stars right on there. Probably the easiest way instead of using liquid glue as well, because that way you don't get glue all over the place. Now, if your glue dots are a little larger, you might have to roll them into a little log before you put them on. All right, so let's just put a couple of these right on top. And this one kind of stuck out, so I'm just going to roll it. I'll put one there and there. And then I'm going to take one of these little white ones, tiny little white ones here, and get one more glue dot. So this one is a little larger than that star, so I'm just going to make a little glue booger. Put it on the back of my star, and then put my star right on top. You make it decorate it however you would like. And then I have one more dot here, one more glue. Okay. And I think we'll just put it right on the hat, just like that. So cute little bottle, cute and quick. Again, depending on what size your bottle is, you just need that strip. I'll write down the dimensions that I use on mine. But again, you'll have to maybe make it a little longer. So start with a 6-inch strip. If you have small balls like this, start with a 6-inch strip. That way you can make sure that you go all the way around. All right, let's get these put away. Oh, I was going to put a little tag on there, wasn't I? So let's get my little tag out. And what are we going to use for a tag? So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm just going to use let's see, for you. I'm just going to do for you. Yep. Nice, quick, and easy. Let's get our other ones back on here. Okay. And just looking for the for you. Where is it? Okay. Oh, good. They're already cut apart. I don't even have to cut them apart. Rock on. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to grab my black stamp pad that I happen to have right here. Oh, that says joy. I have joy, joy. That's not what I wanted. I went for you. So no wonder why they were in half. It's joy, joy. It's not for you. Oh. I just saw the Y-O and I just assumed it was for you. All right, there we go. Yeah, we'll just do it black. All right, I'm just going to put it right here, just like that. We'll go ahead and get this cleaned off right away. Get my little scrap piece of paper. Whoopsie. Almost dumped baking soda on my computer. Not good. All right, let's get that cleaned off. And I wasn't planning on using StazOn today, so I didn't even have my cleaner already. All right. You can use whatever color you have handy. Again, when you're using your designer series paper, use your inks and everything that just match and coordinate with your designer series paper. All right. Love that stuff. Comes off nicely. All right. This way I don't have a stain on my stamp. Not that that really bothers me, but okay. All right, let's get that trimmed out and put on our little container here. So I don't want to use my ribbon snips here. All right, I think we're going to cut this in half. So I'm just trimming this down a little bit. You know, make it as wide as you want. If you have like little extra 1/2 inch strips left, use those. You don't have to cut them down then. All right. All right, we'll cut that down just a little more so it's a little more even. All right. And let's see. We're just going to put it for you. Okay, so I'm just going to take a glue dot. Put on the back of that one. Glue dot. Put on the back of that one. All right, so we'll do our 4. Where are you? There we go. Nice little, cute little container. All right. So let's get to our large container. Now, you could fill this with candy. You could fill it with all sorts of kind of goodies. The goodies I decided to fill it with are these pumpkins. You could use candy. I chose to just use these. It's kind of more of a decorative piece than it is, for candy. I have enough candy jars laying around my stamp studio here. And let's just open this up. Okay. And again, these I happen to get at Joann's, so these were not $1.25. However, my jar is $1.25. So, okay, have a little decorative piece. Probably have enough for one more jar. And I can turn these around a little bit. You know, place them in there however you would like. I'm just dropping them in there for the time's sake of the video here. All right. I'm going to again pull that same paper out. And in fact, I kind of want a different color. I think I'm going to go for this green. It looks really fun, right? So we're going to... Oh, need my tear and tape there. Oh, thank goodness I caught that in time. Sorry. All right. Ooh, you know, I was just looking at this. I'm like, imagine if you stamped that in blue. It would match the blue in the M&Ms. And that could really be a little wizard one. That would be really fun for those kids that are into magic or Harry Potter. And all right, so first things first, I need to decorate my top. So I'm going to pull in a piece of white. And then I'm going to pull in something bright. So, you know what? I think I'll pull in some sort of a pumpkin-y color. And I'll do pumpkin pie. And I think I might do, oops, that's granny apple green. Might do that as well. So that's daffodil. All right, so let's get started on a couple of these. First thing I'm going to do is bring in my mini die cut machine. I'm going to bring in my layering circles dies. Right here. And I'm going to see which is going to fit on my lid. So again, depending on the jar that you buy, you just need to use your stuff to fit on your lid. I think that one will work pretty well. So now let's see the next circle down. That one's much bigger. That one might work pretty well. That's going to be a little big, I think. We'll try this one. I want some of that orange to show through, so we're going to use those two. All right. And I'm going to start with my, what did I just do with my white? Okay. My scallop is going to be my pumpkin. And to fit in my trimmer, I'm going to need to trim this down just a little bit. Because again, my trimmer can only handle something that's about 3.5 inches wide. Well, not my trimmer, my little die cut machine here. The little boss. I was using the big boss, so I could just put that whole strip in there. All right. So just strips of paper. Chunks of paper, scraps. All right, so we'll run this one through. Now, you could even make this one of those cookie jars, those gift cookie jars. You know how people make the cookie mix and then fill the cookie jar? And then you could definitely use this stamp set to go with it, because how cute would that be? Just saying. Adorable. It's all about the cuteness, right? Because we all need a little cute in our lives, just saying. Okay. I'll do this one. Okay. Now, I hadn't even given my ribbon a thought. I'm going to have to think about that. Let's just roll over here and see what kind of ribbon I have. I think we're going to use... Oh, we could use the frayed white. Yeah, let's use that. I'll use this ribbon. Notice I have 2 bolts of it because I accidentally realized the other day when I opened this one, I'm like, oh shoot, I had one open. Dork. Oh, I do that all the time. Okay, so that's going to be my top. So I need to decorate my top a little bit. And I want to do something fun. So let's see. I'm going to actually pull in my Ringed with Nature. Yeah. And before I do that, I'm just debating on what I really want to do. No, we're going to use this. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring in another piece of white. Okay. And we're going to stamp our little wreath on there. So let's see, we're using Granny Apple Green and pumpkin. So we'll do our leaves here in Granny Apple Green. And then we'll do, which I have out, I want to grab my soft suede. And yeah, I think that, oh, we'll grab pumpkin pie. Because I'm going to show you some really cute looking things that we can do. What do you do with pumpkin pie? It's already out here. Wow, imagine that. I was kind of organized. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in our Granny Apple Green. Put those away before I stab myself. Let's put my dies away before I lose those. Now, we do have dies that coordinate with this wreath set as well. So I'm just grabbing those out from my stash here, I think. Maybe I won't, because I don't know where I put them. Oh, here they are. Okay. All right, let's stamp this one. Now, I know because my Granny Apple Green pad is really super juicy, I'm going to stamp this off once. And then I'm going to come on here and stamp it, because I want it to be fairly light, because this is so bright. I want it to be a little lighter. All right, so we've got that one. And now I'm going to bring in the twigs here. And I'll grab another block. And I'm going to do this with soft suede. Oops. And I'm just going to stamp it right on there. Ooh, pretty, pretty. I'm easy like that. Looks pretty. All right. Now I want to keep coordinating my stuff together here. So we've got this cute little bow. So we're going to stamp our little bow here. And we'll stamp that in pumpkin pie. That's such a fun color, isn't it? A fun color name, pumpkin pie. It's so sweet. Pumpkin pie. All right, I'm going to put that right up there. You know what, I feel like the stamp needs to be cleaned a little bit. So sometimes when you get the photopolymer stamps, what can happen is there's like a film on them. And so the first couple times you use it, it doesn't stamp really good. And if your stamp pad is really juicy, which I think is the case here, that also will lead to some of that spottiness. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pull some of the color to the edge. All right. Kleenex here. Clean that off. All right. I'm going to grab this again. And look how nice that one looks now. Juicy pads can cause problems too. All right. Okay, now let's see what else I'm going to do here. Got those done. And I think I'm just going to stay with that for right now. I don't know what I'm going to stamp on the top yet. Let's just see. Will that fit? You know what? I'm going to stamp the... Oh, I didn't realize it did that. I'm going to stamp the twigs again. I'm going to stamp that right on this circle. Oh, that didn't center very well, did it? All right. Let me look through here so I can center it a little better. There we go. All right. Clean that one off. I'm going to bring in my dies. You know, there are some really cute little acorns on here too. So I think I'm going to stamp my little acorns. We'll stamp our acorns after we get this cut out though. So let's move that out of the way. We'll bring our die cut machine back in. Just turn this down a little bit. Grab my die. All right. I've been making quite a few cards with this one already, so. Oh, look. Oh, I can't show you that one because that's my team swap. So our team gets together and we swap cards. And I have their swap right here, so I don't want to show you what that looks like because it's a secret. All right, but I do have some little acorns already cut. So we're just going to use those little acorns there. We'll just put those right with the... Oh, I've got some little leaves already die cut. So we'll just do those. All right. Now let's get our shape out here. So there's a lot of dies in here. So I just want to go over some of these with you. So I've got my little bow here. So I'll do my bow. Now notice we have all these other dies as well. You can even do this one. We can even check out what that one's going to look like if you want. But this larger one here is the one that coordinates with this. Last time I was trying to use this one, it doesn't coordinate with that. This one will punch out the branch, but if I want the leaf one cut out, I need to cut this one out. The other thing that is nice is on the stamp right here, move this out of the way for a moment, it shows you this little arrow. So when I stamped with it, I actually took my Sharpie and I marked that. So when I look at this, I can layer it and I know where I stamped it, and then I can center this little tab with that section. So because I wasn't paying attention, I was talking, I'm just going to have to rotate this around a little bit until I find that. It's not going to fit perfectly, only for the fact that I stamped the branches too, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm just going to go back with this one. And so I end up liking to do is I end up stamping multiple in the same direction so that when I go to die cut, I always have the same direction. You know what? I'm just going to wing it. We're just going to wing it here because I don't want to sit there all night trying to measure it up. And as long as you follow that little guide, you're good to go, really. I just, again, went rogue, didn't pay attention, busy talking. That happens. So I'm just going to kind of just try to best fit this as I can. And I think that I'm getting close. That looks good. It's going to be a little bit off, but not too worried about it, because again, like I said, I was talking too much and not paying attention. It's the project that you're watching, right? Not how perfect I die cut. That. So it still looks nice. Okay, now I'm going to do my bows. I want to do another bow here so you can see the difference in the two bows. So we'll just chop this in half because I don't like how that one turned out. So let's grab our bow here. And we'll layer that one on. There's that one. And then we're going to wrap our paper around and finish it off. This would be actually a really cool like housewarming present. So if you have a new neighbor this fall, or maybe you just want to give your friend something, or maybe you just want it for your own house. You could grab, take one of the kids out and actually go find some acorns and put it in there instead of buying little pumpkins. All right. So here is the die cut. I think that one kind of is cute versus this one. I like both actually, but I think I'm going to use that die cut one. All right. Let's get this all back in its case here before I lose any of it. And get this out of the way. Let's get our trimmer over here. And I am just going to kind of eyeball how large this one is. I think we're going to end up putting this right here. Right in here. Yep, I think that's going to look cute. And I'll stamp something on there. Haven't decided what yet, but that's how that's going to be. Okay. And this one, we're going to add a little pine cones or little leaves in there. Just kind of sprinkle them around. Oop, that wasn't what I wanted. I could color the little pine cone, not pine cone. I could color the little acorn tops in. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so that's how that's going to look. Let's get our paper out here. Okay, so next thing is, got to figure out what your height is for your jar. So my jar is about 4 inches tall. So I think I'm actually just going to do a piece that is 2 inches wide. And I'm going to need 2 strips. Let's see. No, I'm going to go 3 inches. So I got one. Now, how do I know I need 3 inches? Because I know this piece won't wrap all the way around. Okay. So, I will have to just start. So if I go around like this, I can see that it doesn't quite make it. Right? So I do only just need a little extra chunk. So let's go ahead and just cut I'll just cut it 3 inches. So I think that would be more than enough. How do I know 3 inches? I'm just guessing. I'm hoping. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape right here. I'm going to put my tear and tape. I have everything out and I don't know where I put it. I thought I put it back. Well, that's the only piece of tear and tape that I have. Because I used all my other stuff. Alright, tear and tape, where are you? I'll find it. It's here. You couldn't have gone far. Is it balanced under here anyway? My whole little stack. Okay, it's not there. Sorry. I mean, my table's not that big. It shouldn't have gone far. But I was showing you all sorts of different things, so I just hid it somewhere, that's all. I hid it on myself. Okay. Alright, so. Alright, I guess, because I can't find my tear and tape, I'm going to use my Here it is. I know I had it there somewhere. I was going to use my Seal Plus, but I'm really glad I found this. So I'm just going to put this on each side here. So it's kind of like piecing together a, you know, fabric or a quilt or something. But like I said, if you're doing several of these, you know, you do your first one, you get your measurements, and then you can just get everything else all ready to go. All right. So I'm going to cover that right on there. So let's take this piece off. Line that up so it's nice and straight. Trying to kind of line the pattern up. All right. There we go. So it's going to go around just like that. So I really don't have to use a whole lot of tear and tape. If I don't want to actually worry about having it slide, I can just use what I have here and just actually take some on my ends. So I'm going to put some on this end right here. I'll just put it in a little further. That way you don't see as much of it on the jar when it's empty. So this way I can just keep it down. And I'm going to put, so I have some on this end, I'm going to put some on this end as well. That way it will kind of seal up nicely for me. I won't have those peeling apart. Okay. So I'll take off all the strips here. We've got the one on this side. All right. So I'll take this. I'm just going to wrap it around. And get it straight. Again, just wrap this around. Well, it's not quite where I wanted it to go, but let me see if I can pull this off. I'm really just trying to really hide my seam. And I think if I put it right here, actually I'm going to have this seam right in the middle, because that is where I'm going to end up putting my little decorative piece, because I can hide that then. All right. No, I still ended up in the same spot. Oh boy. All right. I give up. Just going to put it down. Okay. Just trying to make sure that my pieces are lined up. I didn't do a very good job there. I think I have to move it off this edge because it's just not wanting to line up. All right. That is one thing about tear and tape. It's super sticky, but if you don't press really hard, you have a moment or two to pick it up. All right. So we'll just have that as the back. We'll just use that as the back. I still could probably... No, I think it's going to show too much. So we'll just use that as the back. We're going to take our... I'm going to put my lid on right now so I don't keep losing my pumpkins. And... let's see here. Let's try this. I'm just going to take my ribbon here. I'm cutting a pretty long piece, because I want to make a really full bow. All right. So there's my seam. Right. So if I make a full enough bow, you won't even see the seam. If I do see too much of the seam, I can always just move my bow around. I didn't adhere it down yet. I think we'll just go right on this side. I want to have it off to the side a little bit. We'll just make it a little bit smaller here. There we go. I'll leave the tail kind of long. All right. Now, let's get our little wreath going here. And I'm going to bring in my silicone mat here. All my little pieces. Okay. And go back to where I want to put my bow. I think we'll put the bow right there. All right. So I'm going to put my bow up on dimensionals. I'm going to use my little mini dimensionals here. And, oops, I didn't pick it up. Put one here, one here. And I'll put that right on. All right. There we go. And we'll put our acorns on dimensionals. I should see if I really have one more acorn. Hopefully I don't have to die cut one. Hopefully I have an extra one right here. Got some extra leaves. All right, let's see. Oh, of course I don't. Okay, oh, I do. I have one more. Yay! There it is. And I really think to finish that off, I really am going to bring in my marker to do the top of that acorn. Because otherwise it doesn't stand out very much. If I do a little acorn here, it'll stand out more. So I'm just going to try and hold it in place. Really should have done it before I put the dimensional on. It would be much easier. So it's, like I said, it's the little touches that you put on your projects that really make someone go, wow, that's really cool. I want that. And like, oh, I could make it at home, but I don't have all that stuff. So you know what? Add the little extras. Make it cute. And this is actually one of the featured stamp sets in Stampin' Up's free World Making Day class. So if you haven't signed up for it, it's absolutely free. So they show they're going to be using 3 different stamp sets, and this cottage wreath or gingham wreath bundle is one of them that they're going to be using. Can't wait. It should be really exciting. And let's see, let's grab a glue dot here for the back of these, because I'm going to tuck it right behind my little wreath there so I can use the glue dots. Oops. Oh my goodness, I unrolled that too far. Glue dots everywhere. All right. I've got one right here. So I'll just, oopsie, stick that back right here. Come on, slide in there. Yeah, I don't want it right there. Okay, come on. I've got the little dimensional right there, so causing me a little challenge. All right. And then put the other glue dot. And we'll slide right under here. There we go. How cute is that? That almost looks like it would be really cute for the top too, hey? I kind of like that for the top. Well, you know what? We're going to do 2 of them. We're going to do one for the top and one in front. So on this one, I am just going to glue this one right to my scallop. That I am going to definitely use either my, oh, I knew that was going to happen. This guy has been really naughty today. It has been doing that all day. I was kind of pressing too hard, so I pressed against the grain of the paper and it's stuck. So if you go slow, you shouldn't have any issues. All right, so put this right in front. That's looking kind of cute. So I could just actually leave that like it is, or I can make this as a nice little tag. So let's do that. Let's make this as a nice little tag. And what do I want to do here? I'm going to just grab a hole punch here and, oh, that's too small one. I need a little bit bigger hole punch than that. We'll do it on this side. Okay, so I just put a hole punch in there, and we'll grab a little bit of linen thread. I'm sure I have linen thread somewhere, and I always have a ton of it. Okay, here it is. And let's take our stamp set and stamp a greeting on there. And I think what I'm going to do, whoops, it's not even in there. Where did the stamp set go? I have all the stamps out all over my desk, and here they are. Okay. Let's take our sentiment that says, some people make life better. And I'm going to actually stamp that right here on this strip. And I think, let's just see how it's going to look on, well, let's see how Granny Apple Green is going to look. That's not Granny Apple Green. Polished pink would not be the color to use. And actually, we're going to use, I lied to you, we're going to be using soft suede. I'm going to come back in and stamp some leaves on that in Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to put this right there. We'll bring our Granny Apple Green back in and grab some of these leaves. So I'm just going to stamp some leaves all around here. So I'm going to go all the way around. And now, darn, I thought I was going to catch it and I didn't. I dropped my stamp pad. Good thing it was closed. Okay, we'll take this now, put some of my stuff away because I feel like I got so much out. I just need to put it away. I'll leave that out too. All right. So I'm going to take this. There, that's going much better. Now I have some space to work. Now we'll take this. So I didn't cut it really straight, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut it a little bit of an angle, just like that. I'm going to center that right in the middle. We'll use some dimensionals on there. I'm just stuck with mini dimensionals tonight, well, at least on this project. All right. Oh, come on. Okay. There we go. And linen thread. I'll grab a double piece of linen thread here. Just put it right through my little tag there. Now, come back over here and we'll slide our linen thread right in here. I'm really glad now that I didn't adhere that bow down yet, because now look how cute this is going to be. So I'm going to tie a bow right here. couple of these. Get my loops to be different sizes. I'll trim this down. Here we go. Okay. So I got my cute little top. Let's just take this off. My cute little top in the front. So just these little things extras you can make, you know, little home decor and just have those for sale. So really cute. Fill it with whatever you want. You can change it for the season too. So if you wanted, you could always actually put this on a little magnet instead of adhering it down like I did, and you could switch it out. So you could have a jar of all seasons, and you could have actually slide your belly band off. I like it where it's still on, but yeah. So there you go. So let's bring in our 3 projects tonight. So we had this, and we had our little tiny, teeny tiny treat jar, and then we had our lip balm holders. So this one's empty. I forgot to put one in there. So, well, thanks for spending the evening with me. I so appreciate it. If you want any of the items listed today, you know, that I used, I will post that. Again, sign up for my email list, because that's how you're going to get the project sheet. I will list all the dimensions on there. I'll list all the products on there. Everything that I used, you'll have in one handy dandy little spot. And come join me next week. Again, if you want to purchase anything that we used today, I'd love for you to use my host code. So you can go right online. And let's move these things kind of out of the way. And let's see, the host code. Here we go. So you can go to stampinup.com. And then if you type in the host code and this host code, it takes you right to my website. Otherwise, I will put a link in the description of the video, and on YouTube, it'll be in the comments. This will not be loaded up until this weekend because it takes a long time to load this long of a video. So take care. I hope you enjoyed everything, and have an awesome weekend. Spend the time with people you love and care about and that appreciate you. See you all later. Bye.